My Bhutan trip. So here we are walking into the Black Crane Festival, and this was really special because you had to walk in. You had to park kind of far away because there were so many people. All the villagers were coming out from far away to have this special festival of the Black Crane, the Himalayan Black Crane. And here we are walking up to the documentay Monastery where the festival is being held. And the coolest things about being in Bhutan is that it's pretty much a time machine. Here's girls wearing the traditional dress. Everyone's actually very beautiful. The clothes are very elegant and colorful. Everyone wears a lot of the traditional garb, these clothes, most of the time, especially in the villages. But people in the cities, they wear some modern clothes. So it's pretty much a time machine going there. It's less of a trip and more of a medieval experience of Buddhism. It's pretty much being in medieval Buddhism and experiencing it firsthand for yourself. Here we are walking into the festival at the documentay Monastery. All the colorful art and all the prayer wheels. Everything goes clockwise there. Lots of monks in red. It was very crowded, as you can see. Foreigners dressed up as villagers. Here we are looking at the kids dancing. I love the colors that they use. It's very psychedelic in a way, but they don't even do drugs. They must have done some type of drug. Maybe they had mushrooms at some time. They probably smoke cannabis. You can see a lot of cannabis growing in the fields, wild cannabis growing in the Himalayas. Everyone gets married here really young as well. You either go off to be a monk, or you get married when you're 18 or 20, and you begin to have your family, and they start having kids really young, and fertility is a very, very important part of their culture. They are indigenous people. They have been following these rules of Buddhism for 500 years or longer. They're very stuck in their ways, which is pretty positive because they are the happiest country in the world. They really are happier than the West, what I have seen in California where I'm from. Here I climbed up the backside of the scaffolding of the monastery to get a better view. Here's some black crane, kids dressed up as black cranes. Looking back on it now, this is very, very interesting and very beautifully done artistically, but while you're there, you've been jet lagged and you're kind of tired, and it's very crowded, so it's hard to enjoy in the moment, I guess. But now looking back, I can't believe that I even traveled this far to the Himalayan region to get to the Kingdom of Bhutan. They really love their king too. They have pictures of their king everywhere, but their king is a good guy. He really gives back to the people. If you don't have a house, you can go to the king and he'll give you a plot of land for free. You can start your house and family can start living there for free. It's pretty amazing. They also have free health care for all. And the economy pretty much runs off tourism and hydroelectricity. So they make most of their money from hydroelectric, but there's not even dams. They have these little boats that they put out, and they have attachments to run water through some type of system that creates energy. So that's how they make most of their money. They also get all their meat imported from India because they say that it's okay to eat meat as long as a Muslim person killed it. So they get their meat, especially chicken, from butchers in India, which is very close by. It's only a couple hours distance in driving, or Nepal. What's also really interesting about Bhutan is that it costs $250 a day just to be in the country, but that covers your hotel, your food, your guide, your driver. You get picked up at the airport by them, and you're pretty much with your guide the whole time except when you're at the hotel at night. And they were really cool. My driver was named Ketu, and our guide was Tashi. Everyone's name is pretty much Tashi in Bhutan. A lot of the people who work in tourism get divorced though because they have to be on the road 5 nights a week, so they don't have enough time to spend with their families, which is kind of sad. But that's where a lot of the money's at, so they got to do what they need to do. Even though it's a third world country, it's probably one of the cleanest countries I've ever been to, especially compared to being a neighbor to Nepal and India, which is just covered in trash. Bhutan is very conscious and clean. They are conscious about plastics. They are getting into recycling, and they've only had roads for 4 years. Paved roads, excuse me. They've only had some major paved roads for 4 years. So now's the time to go. If you're thinking about going to Bhutan, now's the time to visit because it's gonna get blown out soon. There's so many people going. All the tourists are over 60 years old. That was the strangest thing. There was no young tourists there. Everyone was a little bit older, so that was a little interesting.